LiveHipHopDaily.tv.
What's going on? Welcome back to The Plug. DJ Calissimo, Carrie, Michelle. We are here with our special guest, but he is not a stranger to The Plug Radio. Shout out to RANTZ Davis. What's going on,
What
sir?
up, RANTZ?
Man, what's poppin', y'all?
Y'all don't mind me. I'm writing his poison. Don't mind me. I'm writing the poison right now. What up, RANTZ?
What's poppin'? What's poppin'?
going
How
on,
you
RANTZ?
doing? Oh, I'm doing well. Feeling blessed, man. I can't complain. Real talk. I'm living well right now. Doing good. So just looking forward to a great 2016. It's probably the first year in a long time that I've been like so relieved of so much stress, and like it's just like everything that I was dealing with life wise is like all the way behind me, and it's like here we are. Now it's time.
I hear that. That's
So,
what's up.
I feel good, man. I'm having a good time.
That's good. That's good. So, you just recently had an event with Nefertiti at I can't remember
Music
the venue.
Room.
At
Music
Room.
Room.
Last week.
How was that?
It was pretty dope, man. It was a lot of great artists, a lot of great people in the building, a lot of beautiful women, and and we turned up, man. I had a great time. So I love the event. I can't wait. I think it was like the launch event, or maybe the launch of the second event that they had. So it turned out pretty nice, man. I think it's something that Atlanta needs, especially when it comes down to having shows specifically for R&B and spoken word. I think that we need more of that here in Atlanta. So I'm pretty excited, and I think that it was a great crowd, and I can't wait for it to grow. I can't wait to see how far it goes, because I think it's going to go a long way.
That's what's up. What's up. So you didn't make it to the writing session last night, did you?
I didn't. But,
Next
I'm
month,
I'm
we
no.
gotta go, RANTZ.
All right, I'm
We're gonna go together.
That's a must go.
I got you.
It's a
That's
deal.
a must
That's
go.
a deal.
It's a deal. It's a deal. We're gonna go together, RANTZ. We
We're in
gotta
there.
go.
Yep. I'm in
Making
there.
deals on air.
You saw that.
We in there.
If you don't show up on my Instagram and my pictures, y'all already know what happened.
We in
He
there.
bullshitted. 'Cause
I got you. We working.
But since we was talking about the ladies, how you feel about the Ashley situation in Sports Illustrated? It's saying, she might be too big or whatever. But, I think,
They're
she's
promoting.
perfectly
Apparently,
healthy.
they're promoting
I feel like-
unhealthy living. That's what
Hey,
she
man,
said.
look,
Unhealthy living.
I'm like this, man. As long as you fit, you know what I'm saying? You as long as it don't look sloppy, man. Like, she had the two-piece on, but the stomach was flat and she was tight in all the right places. So,
Yeah, it is.
man, you do what you do, man. It's I love it.
Yeah, it is.
I can't say nothing bad about
RANTZ,
it.
you like thick girls? Let me find out you like thick girls.
I mean, not super thick, but I like something with a little bone, a little meat on their bone. You know what I'm saying? Of course, I don't want nothing too slim.
Y'all don't see
you know
me
what I'm saying?
scooting closer. Do you?
That's
Yeah,
like
man,
when you
I'm
order
with
some wings and then they bring you back the pigeon wings. You be like, man, what is this?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
The flavor
Pigeon
cool, but there's
wings.
no meat on this bone. Like,
Exactly. So man, I like for something to jiggle. You know what I'm saying?
there you go.
Yeah.
Oh,
As long as the wrong thing ain't jiggling, the right thing gotta jiggle the right places in the right places. As long as you got the jiggle, as long as you got the jiggle in the right places, that's all that matters.
You want the arm to go up and then the jiggle. You got the jiggle. You don't want that jiggle.
The arms and the stomach, that gotta be tight. You know what I'm saying? Everything else could be, yeah.
Well, RANTZ, I feel like we kind of just jumped into this interview a little bit because we know you, so this is like second nature. to
Yeah,
us.
for sure, man.
Well, for everybody, for the first time tuning in to Live Hip Hop Daily, to the plug, let the people know a little bit about who you are, where you from, and what exactly is that you do.
All right, well, my name is RANTZ Davis, from New Orleans. Moved here about 3 years ago. R&B artist, top R&B artist. I actually had a huge buzz, still got a big buzz, man. They love me in New Orleans. That's why I'm always there. If you follow me on Snapchat and Instagram, like, I'm always in New Orleans. My friends are like, you in New Orleans so much, you need to move back, but I can't. But yeah, man, I'm from New Orleans, and I've done a lot of great things down there, and I'm looking to do the same thing out here. So like I said, you can follow me on my Instagram and Snapchat and all that good stuff, and we'll get to that later. But so yeah, that's what I do. I sing R&B, real R&B.
So
Sing to the ladies.
What is the difference between the industry in New Orleans and the industry here in Atlanta?
Of course, New Orleans, man, I love it to death. It's a small market though when it comes down to music mainstream R&B. It's great for it's great for jazz, and we have our own culture thing down there called New Orleans bounce music. So it's great for that, for that genre. But when it comes down to, mainstream R&B, it's a small market. It's only about maybe me and a couple other, artists down there that are really, getting to it down there. Everybody else is kind of just, hip hop, and we have Cash Money, No Limit, all those. So it's real heavy in hip hop.
Right?
Cash Money taking over for the 9-9
to the 2000.
2000.
And I remember that back in the G. But but yeah, it's real, known for hip hop and jazz and stuff like that. So when it comes down to the mainstream R&B, I've done a lot of things down there that no other local R&B artist has done. And very proud of those accomplishments. But those accomplishments in a small market like New Orleans, when it comes down to that genre, it limits you. So it was just time for me to kind of just, I had to pretty much open up for anybody and everybody down there, and pretty much had, did everything that I could to grow my fan base there. And once I got a solid fan base in New Orleans, okay, now it's time for me to move to a bigger market, because I got my city on lock now. I got them backing me 100%, and they love me. So now it's time for me to, expand to a bigger market and get my fan base out in Atlanta. And Atlanta was the closest city to New Orleans, so it's only like 6 hours away. So that way I can still, keep myself relevant in my city, go down there, do what I need to do there, and also grind in Atlanta as well. So yeah.
So how do you think Atlanta is taking you? To me, I feel like Atlanta is a big melting pot, in my perspective. But you might have a different perspective because you're an artist. But a lot of people are not from here that are here.
Yeah, they're not.
So they're a lot more open to work with people.
They are.
And that's respect the grind. And does that play a part?
That's the great thing. That's you know what? That's another thing. Another difference between New Orleans and Atlanta is that you go down there to New Orleans, 95% of the people that you meet there are gonna be born and raised from New Orleans.
From New Orleans, exactly.
Here in Atlanta, it's like I probably meet 10% of the people I meet here are probably from here. Yep. And 90% are from somewhere else.
From somewhere else.
It's a great thing because by Atlanta being such known for such great artists coming out of the city, when you get on stage and you perform and you have great music, it's like, oh, wait. This might be the next guy. Let me pay attention.
People pay more attention.
Let me. Oh, wait. Where can I find you at? Wait, this might be the next whoever. You know what I'm saying? This is Atlanta, so he's dope. He had, he can perform and he has great music. Let me pay attention. Let me follow the movement. So I think people here follow the movement a lot easier. They're open to new music. They're open to new artists more easier. And it's no shade on New Orleans because I love my city. It's just my city is very cultural. So we gravitate toward things that we are used to, or comfortable with.
I had a question about New Orleans. You're one of the few R&B artists to come out of New Orleans, and you have genuine talent, it's dope.
Appreciate it, yeah.
Are there any other artists that you feel like that's out in New Orleans, they're just not getting the shine, or they haven't been able to get out, you've gotten out?
Yeah, man. A good friend of mine, her name is Courtney Hart. She's dope. She's a dope female R&B artist. A couple of my other friends, guy Chris Baptiste, he's pretty dope. Okay. My partner Kevin Styles, man, shout out to Kevin. My partner D1, he actually just got signed by RCA. Okay.
Nice.
So he actually was on, I think it was The Real, the talk show with Tia Moore tomorrow.
With
Tamar and Adrian Bell and all them, you know what I'm saying? So he was on that like a couple days ago. Okay. And Nati, 3D Nati, she's dope as well, man. She's one of my homegirls. She's doing her underground thing. So man, there's a lot of New Orleans artists that are on their grind, man. So we just, we getting it. We gonna get it. Don't trip. All right. We gonna get it.
So with being from New Orleans, and I'm gonna pull up something when you're answering this question, but being from New Orleans and with the whole Cash Money and Lil Wayne and all of that, how did you stay, focused or in your lane when I'm sure at the time when they were popping, everybody wanted to be a rapper, not a singer?
Well, back then I was like super little, so I was like middle school, elementary school.
Even after,
so that was
even
what I grew
after
up
Lil
on.
Wayne is still popping now. Like
man,
it's a lot of people
that's my favorite rapper because he's from New Orleans. And he's from the same neighborhood, but. R&B is what I love. It's what I grew up with. Like I say, I grew up in New Orleans. Okay. during the heydays of No Limit, and I was in elementary and middle school during those times, and Cash Money and
Like this?
the Hot Boys, and it was one time where I wasn't even old enough. Like the songs that the Hot Boys and those people were Cash Money were releasing, I wasn't even old enough to. I had to sneak and buy that. I had to go.
You
like,
know what they was talking about.
I had to like
Rance.
talk my mom into like, nah, I don't want the CD from Walmart. Let's go to the Blockbuster. Remember Blockbuster Video? Let's go to the Blockbuster Video and music, Blockbuster Music, and let's get that. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't want her to get the Walmart version because I wanted the, you know what I'm saying? So that was sometimes where I had to do that. But I was on Cash Money like before, like I was introduced to hip hop through Cash Money and No Limit because that's the city I grew up in. So, but I was always a singer. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't gonna lie to you though. When I was young and No Limit was in their heyday, they was popping. You know, Mystical, Silk the Shocker, Mia X, all that. I was like, man, I could be a singer for No Limit. I was like 12.
They needed a singer.
I was
They
like
needed
11.
a singer.
I was
Like every
11,
squad has a
12,
singer.
like,
They needed
yeah.
a singer.
I was like, man, I could be a No Limit soldier.
At that time, like
Yeah,
for like singers and rap groups, because you had your Rough Riders, you had your Dynasty, you had Rockefeller. Well, that's part of Dynasty was Rockefeller. You had them. You had Murder Inc.
Yeah.
They all had like their own specific R&B artists that they had, and I think Murder Inc. probably had one like that was successful to come out of a rap.
Rockefeller had Rel.
You had Rel, but Rel didn't really, he didn't get out.
Dropped
like
solo stuff like
Yeah.
that. He was on the hooks.
Yeah, he just had, a couple hooks here and there, and he tried to put out an album, but it never happened. But I think Ashanti was probably like maybe the only one that kind of like really sold something that came out of a rap camp.
And then you got a Marion with MMG, you know what I'm saying?
But Marion's a Marion before
That's
that.
true. That's
he came
true.
from B2K.
He was already on Marion.
Yeah, he was already on Marion.
That's real. That's real. Yeah, for sure.
So like a part of like being from New Orleans, like do you feel like you would have made it out of Cash Money camp? Because they did have that one singer with Big Timers. I can't remember his name. I had him for a little while. I remember him.
TQ.
Yeah, TQ. Yeah.
Nah, man, for sure. I mean, it's all. I feel like it's all about your team.
Right.
I feel like Cash Money is a label, whatever label you're on, it gives you that platform, and then it's up to you. I feel like nowadays, artists, we all, even if we're signed to a major, we all move as independent artists anyway nowadays.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's all about your team. So I feel like it don't matter what label I'm signed to, if it's Cash Money or if it was RCA.
Yeah.
I feel like as long as my team is strong, man, we're gonna make it work. You know what I'm saying? That's all about me. It's all, so that's how I feel.
It's a shame, a lot of artists, they get shelved and
they do, but I feel like
shine.
I may be wrong, but I feel like a lot of artists, after they get signed, they may wait on the label, they may wait on the A&R. But me sitting back, I've been doing this for a long time, so I have a lot of friends that have been signed, before me.
Right.
And I kind of see their mistakes that they've made here and there. So one thing that I've just observed is that a lot of artists, they might wait on a label to do this and that, and then those are the artists that get shelved or never come out or whatever. They just kind of do whatever the label says. And then there's other artists that, even though they're signed, they just use that as a platform, and they still act as an independent artist and get it popping. You know what I'm saying? Get book their own shows and kind of just use that label as a as a platform. So I think that's the best way to do it. That's why I have no worries about whether I'm signed to this major label or whatever, because regardless if I'm signed to a major label or not, I'm gonna work. So yeah, for sure.
We definitely had a good conversation like that with Hendrix was here.
Yeah.
And he was like, a lot of artists, they get signed.
Talking about that, absolutely.
And they slow down, this is the
man.
time. You gotta turn up, pick up the speed.
I feel like getting signed to a major is just you getting hired for a job. Now it's time, you got hired for a job. Now it's time for you to. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You got a signing bonus or whatever, you got advance or whatever. But now, what you gonna do? Like, now it's your time. Like, now is the real work gets in. Because now you're not just, trying to appeal to your neighborhood or your city or your region. Like, man, it's the whole country, it's the world. Right. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, man, you gotta get in double time. Now you're competing against the big guys. You know what I'm saying? It's like you just got drafted into the NFL. You know what I'm saying? Now you're going up against like for my instance, the Chris Browns and the Ushers and the Trey Songz is like equivalent to the rookie going against the Kobe Bryants and the Russell Westbrooks and the Kevin Durant's, LeBron James. Same thing. Now it's time for you to up your game and work overtime. You know what I'm saying? So,
but there's even more. You can go under the people that's going under the radar. You know, your Jaheems, you got your Maxwells, you got all them dope people that they're getting overlooked nowadays because you know the way music is now. Like,
right. Exactly.
Everything is so overly sexual. Like,
right.
So look, we are going to take a very brief break. We got to get into our second leak video of the week. Like we said earlier today, we do three leaked videos, okay? Unsigned artists, new videos, old videos. A video more than likely you've never seen or heard of before, and we're going to showcase them here on The Plug each and every week. So we already got into our first video from Mariah Lynn. Go ahead and say something.
Oh, no, I'm good. I'm going to let you go ahead and finish.
I was waiting on you to say something. I was ready for the comeback and everything.
Don't worry, I'm good.
Y'all saw me wait. So look, we're going to get into our second featured leak video, and then we're going to come right back to RANTZ Davis because we got so much more to talk to him about, and we got to get into this truth or truth cup. But before we get into that, this is the second video leak of the week, and it is from Reg Bontoon, and it is called For You. We'll be right back. Your girl Karen Michelle, DJ Khaleesi Miller, and RANTZ Davis.
Keep it plugged.